It's interesting, you're standing in a log cabin that was uncovered when they began to construct this welcome center about 3 years ago. They didn't know it existed. It had been covered over by different commercial establishments, and once it was unearthed, they had to preserve it due to the mandates for being architecturally correct here in Breckenridge. And so it's actually an old building surrounded by two new buildings on either end. This is the Prospector restaurant that's located in the 100 block of South Main Street in Breckenridge. It's a very old building that has been preserved for people who want to learn about Breckenridge heritage and Breckenridge history. But in its early days, it was actually owned by a Mr. and Mrs. Whitehead. And she was an enterprising woman and decided to help out the family finances, and she opened up the upstairs to boarders and took in boarders, minors who might need a temporary place to stay. The interesting thing about this restaurant is the fact that it's known to have a ghost that lives upstairs. Her name is Sylvia. Women never see her, only men. She has long flowing black hair, and they don't really see her, but they feel her presence in the form of a slight breeze and a cooling of the atmosphere around them when she passes them. Of course, I have never seen her, but perhaps that's why the Prospector advertises food and spirits over its front door. This is the home of Barney Ford, frequently referred to as the Black Baron of Colorado, and it's a fascinating story. This was his home in the 1880s that he built with his wife Julia in 1882. He came here to prospect for gold initially, and he is a former slave from Virginia. But interestingly, by 1864, he had become one of the 10th wealthiest men in Denver because of his business acumen. He had hotels and restaurants. When he came back to Breckenridge in 1880 and built this home in 1882, he was a successful, wealthy businessman, and he became the first black statesman in the state of Colorado. It's a fascinating museum located at Main and Washington Streets in downtown Breckenridge, and on Kingdom Days weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 15th, 16th, and 17th of June, all of the museums, walking tours, mine tours are open free to the public.